So the Predator Hunting Grounds beta came and went, and I originally wasn't going to make a whole video on it. I was just going to play it myself and make my own opinions, but with the full game releasing very soon, I decided why not. So I'm only going to be judging the free trial that happened weeks back because there's a lot of good and bad, and I'm kind of in the middle between all of it. Now, as a warning, I am probably going to be a little biased when it comes to this game because I am a Predator fan myself. I saw a lot of these movies when I was just a kid, so I'm going to like this game regardless, but I still have to talk about its shortcomings. And speaking of shortcomings, there are a lot of them, but first I want to start with the positives. So what good came out of this free trial? Well, the graphics weren't as bad as I thought they were going to be. The frame rate is a whole nother issue, which we will talk about in a second. Not going to lie, I thought this game was going to look a lot like Friday the 13th, the game, with a lot of low-res textures, but it didn't look like that. It looked better, but not as good as some AAA studio. We can debate about the graphics all day long, but it did not look like a potato to me. At least not all the time. The music in the game is pretty good because it's taken directly from the movies, at least the main menu theme was, which should be expected. The customization options they had for both the Mercenaries and the Predator actually wasn't too bad. You have many different options when playing as the two, like different masks for the Predator or different clothing for the Mercenary. But obviously I'm expecting a lot more as the game grows, but for what they had, I was fairly satisfied. I'm actually a fan of the way the matches start with the intro cutscene of the helicopter flying in. It's a nice callback to the film and a great way to show off your gear. As for playing as the Mercenary and the Predator, I enjoyed playing as the Predator a hell of a lot more. Moving around and climbing up trees was a lot of fun and more fluid than I thought it would have been. When you die, you actually have the option of starting a bomb countdown just like in the first movie, and I just like the idea of the Mercenaries running away. I know there's some other things that I probably enjoyed in the beta, but for right now that's all I can think of. So on to the negatives, and man, holy shit. First of all, I didn't really enjoy playing as the Mercenary all that much. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I felt no aim assist when it came to targeting an enemy or the Predator itself. I just kind of felt like I was turning my stiff body and gun towards the enemy and firing and not really being accurate. And other than that, playing as the Mercenary is just not as exciting as it should be. I feel like if we had a special group of characters with their own distinct personalities, it would be more enjoyable. It's kind of funny to think about what made the Fireteam group in the first film so special. It was that they all had their own unique personalities, and in this game we're all kind of playing as generic soldiers, which isn't as great. I just want somebody with a personality, man. When playing as the Fireteam, the enemy AI is not the best. I had multiple moments where the AI would politely walk up to me before firing their gun, so they're not really much of a threat. The only time I could see them becoming a real problem is towards the end of a match when you're trying to escape in the helicopter and they all spawn together and start firing at you, but that's when the real enemy appears, the frame rate. Anytime a group of enemies were bunched up, or if the Predator was in front of me trying to attack, the frame rate would instantly drop, and I'm playing on a PS4 Pro. Maybe on PC it handled the beta a lot better, but on consoles it was another story. The matchmaking was kind of ridiculous. I remember waiting up to 15 minutes at one time just to even get into a lobby. I don't really know what happened there. Now, playing as the Predator was a lot harder than I thought it would be. I felt like most of my attacks weren't dealing that much damage. It's definitely more advanced than playing as Jason in Friday the 13th the game because you have many different weapons to choose from, and you can't just attack the Mercenaries head on because you don't have infinite health. You have to take different approaches when it comes to hunting the Mercenaries, and for me at least, I couldn't find one that worked for me. If I jumped down and attacked everyone head on as the Predator, I was constantly getting shot, and if I stayed up in the trees with my plasma gun, I felt like I wasn't doing enough damage. When you're playing as the Predator, you're supposed to feel overpowered because you have so many different gadgets at your disposal, but I just didn't feel like that most of the time. Many others have been complaining about the amount of noise the Predator makes, and I have to agree with it. He shouldn't make much noise until he actually starts attacking the Fireteam. They should be unaware that you're even near them, but since the Predator has such loud footsteps, that's not even possible. Trust me, I know I'm ranting a lot right now, but I really do want this game to succeed, but I have to call it out on its mistakes. Even though I'm tearing this game a new one, I am glad I played the beta, and I actually did have fun despite all the problems. We're just going to need a lot more content like more maps, gameplay and balancing fixes, and a better frame rate. Like I said, I'm probably forgetting a lot more, but thank you for watching the video. Let me know down in the comments if you'll be picking up Predator Hunting Grounds Day 1, and that's all I have to say. My name's Agility, signing out. Have a good one.
Let me just take away your pain, living day to day, back and forth this way. I don't want the fame, I just want the fix. Nothing's been the same, hate the fact I miss you, and I hate to admit it. Talking about my life and I just really wanna quit it. All these people around me, I just never really fit in. Try to talk about it, they just never wanna listen. Wait, tell me your way, let me just live on and go far away.